new WCEG network on WCEGTalkRadio.com. Watch us live on your smart TV on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn under WCEG Network. I'm Wardell Richardson, your show host right here on WCEGWood, the Hollywood of the South, for the next hour. We're the worldwide community empowerment group where we speak life into the community. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, IG, and LinkedIn. And we also have some new platforms. We have free mobile apps. On your iOS, Apple iPhones, and iPads, you can go to the Apple Store and search for WCEG Talk Radio. On Apple TV, search for WCEG Network TV. And on Apple Watch, search for WCEG Network. On your Android mobile phones and tablets, go to Google Play and search for WCEG Talk Radio. Last but not least, the words and opinions are those of the show hosts and guests and not those of WCEG Network. I'm Wardell Richardson, your show host, right here for another show, and I'm very excited about this show. I'm an actor, producer, director, writer, CEO of Rain Dance Films, and I'm very excited about my show today. So, I met this woman some time ago, and I was just elated to have met her at that time and how things just roll around. Now she's on my radio show, and I'm so excited and great to have her here. Ladies and gentlemen, the talented, the most impeccable singer that I have seen in person, Miss Chandra Currelley.
Hello. Thank you for that.
No problem. How are you?
Great intro.
Hey, see, now I need to just follow you and just open up all your shows.
See. Yeah, I see you wear a lot of hats, huh?
Well, I know you got a lot going on, and we cut for time, so I really want to just give people a little bit of who you are, a little history of who you are. So I saw somewhere that you started off, and this goes how far back that I researched it. You was with the SOS band back in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, at first I started with Roy Ayers, and he took me on the road, and somehow or another him and Columbia Records got separated. And so I was at this little jazz club, my in-between. I wasn't traveling with him anymore. And the SOS band came in, the original singer had gone solo. And so they had gone all around the country because they thought I was from out of town because they didn't believe somebody in Atlanta would end up being, part of the group. And they came in the group and they heard me singing and they said, "Yeah, you can sing, but can you do our stuff?" And I said, "Yeah, you can pay me. I can sing."
Money talks.
Yes. And I ended up working with them for like 8 years, touring and recording. Yeah.
Nice. And so you left them to pursue theater.
I did. Well, I started out in theater. This is kind of like a full circle for me. I started out in theater. As a matter of fact, my mentors were LaTanya Jackson and Samuel Jackson and LaTanya Richardson. They're married now.
Really?
Yeah, they were living together. Living in sin. And she was my high school drama teacher. And she took me under her wing. And Sam was the one that told me he said he found out I could sing. He said, "Now if you sing, you'll work more because you could do musicals."
Right.
And they paid for my voice lesson.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now you sing with such power. Like when I see you sing, it's just so much power behind it. Do you surprise people? Like, how did you get into that power behind your singing? Because some people get up there and they sing, but you sing.
Sang. Well, first of all, when I started out in theater, they teach you how to project, and like mainstream theater, there were no mics. They wasn't using like lavaliers like they use now. I mean, they're using lavaliers on Broadway. It used to be a time that they didn't do that, and you had to project to the person all the way to the back of the room.
Right.
So so I always had that projection, I just think it's God's gift that I do have the power that I have. So that's like an extra thing for me. But yeah, they taught us that we had to project, for that last person in the row.
Right. Now, how did it come about? You started off you got in the theater, and then you started working with Tyler Perry. How did that happen?
Well, there we go again, where something happened with the SOS band. Well, we lost our deal with Taboo Records. With Clara St. Vant was our executive producer, and the group really didn't know where to go because they had been on that label for over 10 years. I mean, that was their first label, and that was like family to them. And during that time, I said, well, I got to make a living. So I called up some people that I knew, Kenny Leon, the Tony Award winning Kenny Leon now. See how stuff come back around. And so I talked to him, and I was like, I need a gig. If you get a little part, I'll take a little part or something, So he's like, I'm having to do a play. I'm doing a play now. You won't have much, but I'll give it to you. So I ended up getting back in the theater, like locally. Tyler was coming to the plays. He was going to different theaters. And I was doing Sophisticated Ladies. And he came backstage and he said, I'm a playwright. I was like, okay, that's cute, And he said, well, could you read my play? And I said, and he seemed like a very nice guy. And I said, okay, I'll read your play or whatever. But it was something about the characters. Those were characters I wasn't seeing on stage. And they were uplifting. The stories was, and I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to kind of integrate my stuff to be where I do what I do, but at the same time, I can encourage and inspire people. And so it just seemed like we should have, worked together. And then it's been history ever since.
Nice. And how much of that, because when you put your singing and your theater together, how much of that is just your organic self? Because when you get on set, you have to become these characters and have to portray all these different, whether it's a good guy, bad guy, whoever you're portraying, you have to balance that along with your other talent, which you're singing. Like, how much training, how much vocal training, how much acting training do you have to go through on a, because a lot of people feel like people just get up there and they just do their thing.
I know.
And it's natural. They don't understand the hard work that goes behind learning and training and classes, and that's one of the things I always try to tell people, you have to learn, you have to train, you have to understand what you're doing. You got to understand the box that you're in on stage, those three corners. You have to know how to project, like you said. So how much of that, just for people who don't know, how often do you have to go to classes? How often do you have to have vocal lessons? What's your whole process?
The thing about it is it's about communication. It's all about communication. So it's like if somebody asks you to do something, can you do it? Do you understand what they're asking you to do? It's a language. And so when you take these classes and you learn your skill, you know how to communicate. So when the director says, well, I need you to give me this, or I need you to be sad, but not really sad, you know what I mean? Or and how do you dig that up? You know what I mean? What skill do you use to dig it up? That's why you have to learn your craft. That's why Sam was telling me, go take voice lessons. I mean, I could sing, but he was like, yeah, but if you sing and they say, well, and I'm not necessarily telling, being able to say, okay, that's a G or that's an A. That's not what that is. That's not what that's about. But can you repeat the note that they're playing, whether or not you know what it is or not? And that's a training to do that, So you just can't sing what you want to sing. Okay, I'm saying you change people's song. They mad. Like that's not how my song go, or just having the discipline, like, okay, this is what's on the script. You have to build a discipline. Regardless of what I'm thinking, the writer said it for a reason. It's like it's in all of it, it's a rhythm to it, and that's the thing that sells it. It's not you, it's the material. So Yeah, so like you were saying, you just don't tell people. I can sing. I make the people laugh at the family reunions. Where that's different. That's can
Right.
can you do it when you want to do it? Can you say I can be funny at this moment? See, that might have been just a moment, but can you go back and something say this is the way you do it? This is where you got to come from. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't just pop it up. You got to have a method to the madness, as they call it. There's a method, there's a standard to get to where you need to go. So I always tell people, be skilled, because when you're skilled, you can go anywhere and you have longevity. Yeah, it prepares you for longevity because you don't know when you're going to make it. And by that time, the trend has changed. Skill doesn't change with trend.
Right. You're right. You're so right. What has been your biggest challenge through all of this when it comes to doing theater and your craft? What's been your biggest challenge?
Oh, that's a very good question. And doing both. Sometimes I always do it like this. Whatever likes me better at that particular time. Like I might be getting a lot of roles at one point. Then I'm like, okay, I'll put the music on hold for a second. And then it might be the other way around. But it's getting people now. My situation is getting people to know that I'm the same person, because they'll know me from the SOS band, but not really know me from Tyler Perry, or they'll know me from Tyler Perry, and I know I have the SOS band. I was in the SOS band, and so they kind of separated. It's kind of like, why like when you do the plays, and they don't understand it's really all the same thing.
It is,
and hopefully, I'll broaden, their taste and their exposure, because a lot of times people are not used to you doing so many different things. They like to put you in a category and go like, that's her. She do this. She gospel singer. She does that. And then I do a jazz gig and they're like, huh? So that's my thing, being able to get people to come with me. Tyler had that problem when he started, because they were like, he writing and producing and being in it. And, they didn't know how to deal. They didn't know how to deal with it. But now they're used to it. And so that's been my thing, is to let that happen for me. And that's why I'm, touring around the country now, because it's like, I'm coming to you, meet me halfway. Because a lot of people have never seen me in that element.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, now you're an amazing singer. So I'm looking for like a book, tell-all book, something.
See, you trying to start something. And I got to do it, and I got to start on it, because it's so much, and that was another reason why I decided to like go on the road when I got the break from the filming, is because I felt I had so much to say to the next generation, to the generation now. Some of them want to listen, but you got to put it out there. They got to see it. I have a lot to say, and to tell them, to help prepare them and give them a choice, so that's one reason I wanted to go out too and travel to the people, but that book, I mean, it's on me. It's on me to do the book. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I don't care. I'm gonna put it out in the air. I'm gonna call it "What You Doing Here."
Oh, see, look at that! I said first show right here on my show.
You did. Sure, you gonna say when you see it and do that bestsellers. You know what I'm saying? I brought that out of her. Yeah. Because that's because so many times that's what was said to me. I go over here to go like, what you doing here? And that's what I was saying about they'll put me over here and I end up over there where they are, So
right.
I gotta do the book. You so right.
Yeah. Now you got an event tomorrow.
Yeah.
5:30 at the Winery, Atlanta Winery, a meet and greet. Tell us a little bit about what's going on there.
Again, that's one of those things where I said I want to meet the people. So I decided I'd do a meet and greet with it. That's the first time I've ever done that. That's the first time I've ever done that all these years.
Really?
And I remember Tyler used to do it when he first started. After the play,
Okay.
we would go out and sign the, stuff, the merchandise that which was not our merchandise, it was Tyler's merchandise, but go out
Right.
and meet and talk to the people. And that's how he got kind of connected to the people too. But I said,
Right.
I want to do a meet and greet. And I mean, this is my hometown. I want to do a meet and greet,
Right. Right.
So I'm really excited about that. And also I'm excited anytime I can work in a venue. City Winery has some of the best sound equipment. When you can work in a room and they want to really present you right,
Okay.
it's nothing like that, So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm gonna get a chance to see some people reconnect, not only connect, but reconnect, just like almost like reconnecting with you. So that's what I've been kind of experiencing. But this is going to be hot too, because I got like an 8-piece band. I'm doing horns in it and all of it. So they hadn't quite seen me like that, because they, I'm gonna get a little funky with them on this one. I was calling this this is the home party. So I'm gonna get a little funky with them. I got my jazz thing, because I do this thing called Urspa Jazz. It's like urban spiritual jazz. So I'm funky.
Right.
I'm funky, very rhythmic. I like to groove. Then I got that spirit part that's like food for your soul and for your spirit.
Right.
And then I'd love to, I got this improvisational thing that I do. I like to scat. I have a certain type of scat that I do to go with the funk. So I call it Urspa Jazz. So they're going to be getting all of that tomorrow.
You seem like you're a person that get lost in your music. Like once you get going, you just become a whole nother person. It's like, is that like, safe to say?
It's like, the loss is not the word. It's allowing the atmosphere to be what it is. So it's almost like, I tell people, I'm the storyteller, but what you give me, you give me the interpretation. So I'm a storyteller.
Okay.
So however the room, you set the mood. You set the mood. I let you know it's okay. And then, and like you said, but I'm not lost in it. I'm being led in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Bert.
I allow myself to be led.
Well, and the reason I say that is because I posted that clip on my IG page of you singing, and you were just like, you got that deep voice, like, and I was like, oh my God. Like
what did you post?
You had posted it on your page, and I reposted it on my page.
Do you know what song?
It looked like a song you did while you was on stage, in the theater, in the stage play.
Oh,
yeah,
and then the percussion came in, and I did the whole shake.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. That was Medea's Christmas.
Yeah.
Now that was interesting, because he wrote that song. Well, he wrote it earlier and he left it for the music director to do it. But when he heard it, he was like, because he usually writes my songs. He's always written my songs.
Really?
He'll let other people write stuff, but he always would write my songs. And so when he came in and he heard it, I thought it was great or whatever, but he was like, no, that ain't Chandra. Chandra, she got to be able to do her thing. She can't do her thing with that. So he changed it. He changed the feel of it. And then he changed some of the lyrics. He went in the Bible and got scripture parts. And then he said, then he looked at me and said, you think you're going to be able to do that tonight? You don't say no to Tyler Perry.
Right.
I was like, okay, I'll do it. Thank God it was scripture and I could put it in, But that was one of the most crazy. And then one of the actresses, Cassie Davis, she told me, you knew not to say no, huh? She was like, you knew what to say, right? But that's him pulling the best out. That's him pulling things that you don't even know that you have. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that. And it happened. And everybody was just like blown away. They was like, how did you remember? I was just like, when I got in the moment, just like you said, in the atmosphere, it made sense. And it happened. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's where you got that from.
Chandra.
These Christmas.
Yep, that's where I got that from. I think you're amazing. I know you got a lot going on in other interviews, so I just want to thank you for taking the time to come on. And once again, just let everybody know a little bit about tomorrow and what they have to look forward to.
Okay, it's at City Winery Atlanta, and there's still seats, so you can get them. We start at 8:00. I think the doors open at 6. I have a meet and greet at 5:30. So we're going to, take some pictures and, we're going to talk and hee-haw a little bit, just be real right before the performance so I can get some of those beautiful people, some of that good energy and go on stage. It's just going to be great. I got a couple of surprises, a couple of special people coming, but it's going to be special.
I'm going to make my way there tomorrow. I'm going to be there. I am definitely going to be there.
That sounds funny. I'm going to make my way.
No.
I don't know. That's like a little if. That's a little if.
No, I'm going to be there.
Oh, also, I didn't talk about, my new television show, which is Bruh on BET Plus.
Ah, okay.
See? Oh, look at you. I told you. It's so much stuff. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I got a show on a BET Plus streaming called Bruh. It's about these 4 African-American men. And I play the lead's the character John's mother, Alice. And you've never seen me like this before. I was kind of like shocked that Tyler gave me this role because he always gives me the church and the calm lady and the wisdom and the spiritual lady and all that. Well, I ain't gonna say Alice ain't saved, but I'm gonna say I don't see her in church. But but she is just bigger than life, funny, and it's very adult. Let me leave it like that. Screaming is like.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm
just
telling
for that,
you, when you see it, you gonna hit me back. When you see it, you gonna like Chandra. You're getting to know me.
Cause every time I do see you doing like very loving roles or uplifting roles and stuff. Yeah. So he wanted to challenge you this time.
Yeah, he did. And I'm glad he did because I'm having fun.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of my show. It's just an honor to have you here. You are an amazing singer, amazing actress. I thoroughly enjoy. I don't think I missed too many of Tyler's plays. So, I've seen pretty much all of them, and I've seen even many of them. So they're great. I really love your style. You're amazing, and I will be there tomorrow.
Okay.
Front and center.
Okay. Yeah, because you're gonna let me know you're there.
Yeah. Oh, I will. Okay. I'm trying to make it. I'm gonna make it to the meet and greet part too.
Okay, I'm gonna look for the handsome bald-headed guy.
I will be right in there.
Thank you so much. This has been great.
And no problem. Thank you for being on. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful, the talented, the most amazing singer. I'm telling you, y'all got to go see her do her thing. She is amazing. So make sure you go tomorrow, 5:30. You can meet her at the Atlanta Winery. You do not want to miss this event. Be there, be there, be there. I will be in the building myself, because I have to meet her face to face again. And that is it for Wardell Richardson, WCEG Wood, Hollywood of the South. I will see you again in 2 weeks, and God bless you. Deuces.